Lesson 8.1, Solutions of Equations. The essential question is, how do you determine whether a number is a solution of an equation? Here are a couple of algebraic terms you want to become acquainted with. An equation is a statement that two mathematical expressions are equal, and thus you see the equal sign there. So 8 plus 12 equals 20, 14 equals a minus 3, and then 2d, 2 times d, equals 14. Another term you want to be sure to know is a solution of an equation is a value of a variable that makes an equation true. And in the example here, we have x plus 3 equals 5, and x equals 2 is the solution because of the equation, because 2 plus 3 equals 5. That's a true statement. Let's unlock the problem. In the 2009-2010 season, the women's basketball team of Duke University lost 5 of their 29 games. The equation W plus 5 equals 29 can be used to find the team's number of wins, W. Determine whether W equals 14 or W equals 24 is a solution of the equation, and tell what the solution means. We use substitution to determine the solution. In step 1, we'll check whether W equals 14 is a solution. Our first step is to always write out the equation, then substitute 14 for W. Then add, so 14 plus 5, of course, is 19. So 19 does not equal 29. Therefore, the equation is not true when W equals 14. So W equals 14 is not a solution. So in step 2, we're going to substitute again. We're going to check whether W equals 24 is a solution. We write out the equation, substitute 24 for W. 24 plus 5, we're coming down here to add, that's 29. So the equation is true when W equals 24. So W equals 24 is a solution. And yes, it is as straightforward as you're thinking. We go through these steps as some practice for algebraic work you'll do next year. So the solution of the equation W plus 5 equals 29 is 24. And now we want to interpret that which means that the team won 24 games. Let's look at the math talk for just a minute. Describe how an algebraic equation, such as x plus 1 equals 4, is different from a numerical equation, such as 3 plus 1 equals 4. So hopefully what you've noticed is in the algebraic equation, and forgive me if I said expression before, in the algebraic equation, you have at least one variable. Whereas in the numerical equation, they are both, everything is a number. So you call it a numerical equation. Let's move on to example 1. Determine whether the given value of a variable is a solution of the equation. So here we have x minus 7 equals 4.3 and x equals 3 6/10. So we write out the equation. Then we substitute the given value for the variable, which is 3 6/10. 3 6/10 minus 7/10, does it or does it not equal 4 3/10? So we do the subtraction, and that of course becomes 2 9/10. And then we write equals or not equals, and that does not equal 4 3/10. The equation then is not true when x equals 3 6/10. So x equals 3 6/10 is not a solution. Of course, if you'd like to pause it here and determine whether or not this is a solution here, you can do that and then come on back to our recording. So this on example B is 1/3 times A equals 1/4, and the value of the variable A is 3/4. So we write out the equation. Next, we substitute the given value for the variable, which is 3/4. Is it or is it not equal to 1/4? We simplify, factors, multiply, and then write equals or not equals. So when we simplify, 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 4 is 12. Simplest terms would have been 1/4. So 1/4 does equal 1/4. That means the equation is true when A equals 3/4. So A equals 3/4 is a solution. Example 2. The 6th grade class president serves a term of 8 months. Janice has already served 5 months of her term as class president. The equation m plus 5 equals 8 can be used to determine the number of months Janice has left. Use mental math to find the solution of the equation. So think what number plus 3 equals 8, and it would be 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Use substitution to check whether m is a solution. So here, as always, we've written out the equation rather than doing this part in our head. We're substituting 3 for m. 3 plus 5, does it or does it not equal 8? We add them together. Of course it does, so they are equal. So m equals 3 is the solution of the equation, and here we are interpreting our answer. 3 months of Janice's term remain. Let's take a look at the mathematical practice over here. It says, give an example of an equation whose solution is y equals 7, and then explain how you know that this equation has this solution. So for example, we could say y plus 3 equals 10. We substitute the y with a 7 plus 3 equals 10, and we know that that is true because we use the substitution. So in this lesson 8.1, we learned about solutions of equations and how we determine whether a number is a solution of an equation. You'll now move on to Go Math Online Practice for 8.1.